Oh, good. Good evening. Happy Thanksgiving. I think it's still technically, no, not even technically. It's legit still Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to one and all. I hope it's been as a lovely day as it has been for me, for all of you amazing people out there. On that note, what can I say? I'm a victim of circumstance. I have thoughts, and at times I cannot help myself but say the very things that are occurring within the space between my ears. What's up, Mr. Actions? Not distractions. I hope you've had an amazing day, brother. Truly, sometimes I know the scenario is we can't be around all the family we wish we could, or very often in our older age, we realize how much we took for granted all the time we had when we actually had it with the very people that we miss every day of our lives. I know that's something that sadly is part of my reality, but I think that is a beautiful form of life's poetry for you. That being said, let's see. Oh, is that fucking. What's up, Lewis? Happy Thanksgiving, you dumbass. Good to see you. Harry, man, what's up, bro? How you doing, G? Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. To you and yours. I hope, once again, I really hope today has been a beautiful day. Even if it was uneventful, even if it was just rest. La 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 la. Last night was a very silly night. I decided, yeah, it's like a scab. You can choose not to pick it, or you can pick it a little bit. And so I'm gonna pick the scab, just a smidgen here. All right, yeah, this is gonna be one of those live streams where the individual being referred to might just kind of get off to knowing that he has been spoken about. But after a day like today, where I got to unplug, absolutely stayed the fuck off the internet for a good while. I went to New Bucks chat today after I had my meal. That was kind of cool. There's definitely a community aspect over there, and I dig it. I dig it. Not everybody gets along, but that's life for you, right? And let's see. There's some reoccurring themes on these YouTube screens. To the individual being referred to, I need to give a nickname that gives no hint. I know there may be no context, so I'm just gonna call this individual Cow. All right. So Cow last night did exactly what I said he was gonna do. He was drunk on Southern Comfort, was bold enough to show everybody just how much he drank. And instead of showing that it was a very little amount, which I think was a pint or a half a pint, he was like trying to flex, I didn't even drink that much. Completely fucking out of his gourd, screaming and flexing how wealthy he is. Oh my god, dude! I make $600 a week. I got steaks in the fridge. I'm great, man. Doing amazing. So I'm so glad. If no one else is convinced, at least that individual has their delusions. What I want to talk about here is specifically something that I had my own issues of thinking about getting involved. It's between two people, but there is an element here that I think that's been kind of struck and hit a little bit of a nerve because I think it's gross, it's cringe. I'm not taking up for anybody, but we have some principles here, right? So Cal decided to talk about somebody's like kid, their real life kid. Something I've always seen for the Cow is that everybody's always just made a comment about how he appears to be as a father. I know I've only been guilty of that, like probably just yesterday, last night, after he had his unhinged rant where I just couldn't get a word in, and that's probably the only thing that bothered me. But he decided to not just like talk about somebody else's child, 13-year-old child, and how she looked. He downloaded her photo and ran it through Chat GPT to make an. What are you doing downloading the picture of any other man's child or person's child? Like, what is the like? This Cow loves to talk about a joke, a joke that was at best distasteful. because I was present there. But I know who that person is. That is my brother. I know the contents of his character. Blah blah blah. Yes, I'm gonna continue to defend that every time because it's fucking brought up ad nauseum here. But the cow that loves to jump on that, he really went the extra mile, downloads this picture and changes up what she's wearing. What's up, man? No, 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 no. Don't worry. I'm not. It's not even that I'm like taking the side. This is legit. I think what he did was wrong and hypocritical because he likes to go around and virtue signal. He likes to go around and talk about how he is the arbiter. Like he walks like this motherfucker walks like he thinks he walks on water. He'll open that book. He'll talk about that book. I love, Cal, how you call anybody that does better at something than you, something or another. For one, I think, what was it, you called me a grifter? And if it's not a grifter or we're a grifter and we're buying bots, that's a lot of talent, I'd say. Oh, and I did double check. No, that last stream we didn't talk about Candace Owens. I love that you are fascinated by that. But this is coming from the same cow that decided to do 2 live streams. And I'm noticing that this individual is noticing that covering the deposition of Upchurch, which is funny in its own right, definitely gets the attention of all Upchurch detractors. And I'd have to say, just desserts, rightfully so. And yeah, he knows what people want to see. So I think that the whole perspective he tries to put out there is that he is on a much more important path, so successful, an ever-present family man who, I mean, last night during his drunken rant, made it clear that he was waiting on another girl that's not his ex-wife and not his. I thought he was still with the girlfriend. I don't keep up. I don't give a shit. And then he starts talking about, oh, the one that got away. Yeah, she's coming over. And he kind of flip-flopped. This is why he deleted it. And I called it the last video. And I legit said, dude, don't delete this. Like, I'll prove any of the fucking lies that you put out there. And I will I'll cash app you. And of course, when we were on the live stream where all he does is rant, rave, be drunk, and talk over me, I don't want the money because, you can't do a fucking thing to prove anything you say is anything less than complete and utter bile nonsense. You are obviously a grifter as well. You love to, like, it's like your one little Batman tool that you'll reach for and reach in your pocket when you see that it's probably time for the good old algorithm, and you'll do the very thing that you accuse others of doing. Pure 100% hypocrisy. So you'll sit there and for hours cover the same content, another person, just like everybody else does on YouTube or on social media platforms. They take an individual or a situation and they fucking talk about it. And show me the difference between myself on the show Stuck in the Middle, which is amazing, doing great, can't wait to get back to it. I needed a disconnected family day, kind of stay away from the internet and enjoy it from kind of a distance today for the most part. And as the night winds down, I got some things for, my mother, because I help her. I'm not ashamed of that. I think he likes to throw anything he can at me. He was like, oh, dude, yeah. Oh, he also claimed to know where I work. He falsely claimed, you work at a warehouse. You work at Aldi's. False. What else can we add to the fucking list, man? What advice should I give? Don't drink and live. There's don't drink and drive, and there's don't fucking be a cow and drink and then hit the fucking live button, because that's the truest form of yourself that you show. And with those loose lips, you lose absolute track of everything you've said, and everything shows what a fraud you are, what a fake you are. You try so hard to propose that you live like this perfect Christian that shouldn't be throwing so many stones. I mean, by God, let's be honest here. The area, or one of the pages that I went to, or channels I went to today, is a literal community that are united, not only for you fucking egotistical cow, but it is an absolute factor. I was able to sit in a channel where there was at least two or three people that don't like me. But it appears that there is one great unifier, and it's this fucking cow who keeps on preaching about things. Now, I have no denial that he believes in God, but is so quick to condemn others and their actions, and even go as far as condemning them to hell. Like, who do you think you are? If you would spend more time analyzing that book, what it means, and what it should mean to act as the very person that you want to be, in your mind, I have no doubt that there is an individual that is better than what you're showing, and you maybe fantasize that perhaps you are that individual, but telling everybody how, bro, to my knowledge, you work at like a fucking finger chicken dinner place, and your biggest flex of the night last night was the executive chef came by and he put a big old smack on my fucking juicy ham behind. He was like, yo, man, you making some killer chicken tenders. And man, let me tell you, my heart started palpitating. I knew the tension was in the air. I wanted to give him a big, fat fucking kiss. This is what he said. He deleted everything. You can't see it now. But the cow was talking about how much he wanted to kiss the executive chef. And he's like, well, thank you, chef. Thank you. I'm gonna go home and get drunk on some Southern Comfort, go live, and right after I'm done jerking the fucking gherkin, because there ain't much else going on for me, aside from the women whose lives I've essentially ruined, and the imaginary women I talk about coming over late at night. I'm gonna tell all the hate watchers and ignore anybody that points out that the majority of my audience are hate watchers. Like, that's a talent within itself. I don't know how you could sit there and see that you've got literally, like, at last night, not today, with your grift today, it was 16 to 24 people. Not one fucking person in that chat was a supporter. Not a single one. So, yeah, you know, I get it, Cal. It's the bots. It's the bots. You couldn't be accountable and or generate that amount of hate. Do you ever look in the mirror, Cal, and wonder why? Why do people, so many, look, I know nobody's going to be universally loved, all right? That's the rules of the world. We just learn that under a greater scale by far when you go on social media. And it's one of the most popular things to do. Drama and hating and negativity thrives. This is a whole industry here, okay? Look, bots need work too. This very humble bot right here, what would we be without that great unifier? You know what? For the next Ukraine, Russia, and Trump meeting, we're just going to put this fucking cow right there in the room. Trump, Zelensky, Putin, they're going to look at each other like, this fucking guy. Yeah, no, let's unite just so we could fucking, you know? Like, let's do something about this fucking guy. Bro, Palestine and Israel, we just send the cow right over there, and we're going to have that asshole Netanyahu and whoever the fuck regarding Gaza, Palestine, and all that. The collective Arabs are just it's gonna be a bunch of Israelis and Arabs. They're gonna look at each other. Trump's gonna be there too. He's like, we gotta do something about this conflict. No good for my administration. And they're just gonna look at the cow and be like, yeah, you know what? Maybe there are worse things than the atrocities happening here. Cause that guy makes me want to be a better person. So congratulations. If anything, as you aspire to be this individual that wants to, I think, inspire others or teach them how to live in a devout, righteous Christian way while simultaneously being an absolute fucking hypocrite in every which way and be absolutely eccentrically bipolar, to go live and do your whole shtick, rage out, or whatever the behavior in question is, crying about your life or being angry about somebody else, all of that, That's the totality of your life as I see it. And just I'm perplexed, and I forgot whatever zinger I was about to just drop right here. I am baffled. Oh yeah, essentially the dirty deleting, and how I think it's connected to some form of psychosis, narcissism, bipolar, delusions of grandeur shtick. Your actions remain, aside from people that snipe and clip and talk about your activity. It doesn't just disappear into the ether because you hit the delete button. The people see you for who you are, and it's that disturbing. And now, going as far as you have chosen, Mr. Cow, to download a picture of a father's daughter and meme them up, that's creepy. That's just creepy. I wish YouTube had some, I guess on this one, stricter standards to evaluate what's going on in the brain of a man that would see fit to roast a teenage girl. It's deplorable. It's reprehensible. It's fucking sick. You're a dog, dude. You're a fucking dog. You're subhuman. I know somewhere in that fucking brain that you really have a way too high opinion of, especially when you're drunk. I mean, not that there's much difference between the sober you and the drunk you. It's just when you're sober, you're conniving and snaky enough to hide who you really are. When you're drunk, it just spills out. But I think you were pretty damn sober when you decided to download this man's picture of his daughter and dress her up. Creepy as shit, dude. Running it through AI. What the fuck? Just what the fuck? I hope you delete that. Just not because you're a coward. I mean, just because is that a look you want to fucking own? I mean, the difference between you and I, Mr. Cow, is I've taken accountability for every misstep in my life. Period. I've gone on like the apology tour, man. You can ask anybody, even people that dislike me. I've apologized for everything, and it's up to people to accept that or not. But by God, man, like you really are gonna like die by this sword in Minecraft, figuratively speaking. I don't believe that there is a path forward because of everything you've done. There is no running away. You cannot delete what you've put out into the world or the universe. Even though it's contained within a video that you've hosted and you hit that delete button or try to strike it when you catch it somewhere else, you're not erasing the memory of who you are and what you do. And it's deplorable. I would wish you well, but I don't have it in me. I feel so duped when I felt bad when you were crying about wanting to off yourself. I feel duped, by God. I mean, because I, sadly, once upon a time, that's something I was able to empathize with. That was something that hit me on an emotional, personal level. I was like, all right, ceasefire. I'm going to leave this dude alone. I'm going to leave it alone and just be civil. And the shit I got for just being civil, you really don't, you downplay how widely hated you are. We need to get motherfucking billboards internationally to unite the fucking world and all of the countries within this one, all the states within this country, and just globally, all the fucking countries. We just need massive billboards and satellites with the fucking picture of your stupid jug-esque head and maybe a 5-second clip of you just drinking and mooing like you do. That's your legacy, dude. It is not that you're some, great fucking YouTuber that's had a collectively X amount of views through shorts. Oh my God, like, good job. You've done what like 90% of people on YouTube do. I'm not going to sit here and flex fucking numbers and play that game. Who makes what and this and that. That's your game. Materialism. I think the Bible talks about that. And I love every time that you ask a question and you have a panel open, you just shout and shout and shout like it's making you look smarter. Again, I am going to perhaps, I don't know, I'll ask the people. I will offer you a platform to speak here, unless this is just not big enough for you, Mr. Cow. But I would like the ability to have a conversation where you're not able to filibuster. Oh my God, I said filibuster. out of the context of, the use of it in the terms that that the word was invented, let me fucking trip out about that for 5 fucking hours. That man used a word where it's not associated. What else can I do? Fuck, let's see. Ooh, this is a fucking steel toe shoe. But I'm gonna call it a croc. Now, while this is absolutely false, this is no fucking croc. It's a goddamn fucking steel toe shoe. Why is it sitting in my ride? No idea. But by God, if this doesn't trigger you to kingdom come, son, I mean, it's just that easy. My goodness. What was the other word I used? What was the other word? It was filibuster. Seafhouse, I know you were present. Wait, some good advice for the cow would be not to talk about your fellow employees on. Oh my God. Yeah, it seems also very public. Things that you were asking me questions about my personal life. You wanted to know about my girlfriend. You wanted to know about how much I make. Why the fuck am I going to give that to you? I'm watching your example of everything not to do. Okay? I just, it should be plain as day. The closest I will ever get to wishing you a better existence is going to be that you truly reflect and evaluate who you are, and not just go through the act, which is what you do on this screen, on this platform, almost every fucking day, but to actually go through with it and put the action over the act. You know what I mean? Authentically try to make the change, because I think there's a capacity for recognizing that you've been nothing less than a piece of scum shit. Or as someone else delicately put, whale shit. The fucking lowest of the low. That's as much as advice and attention as I'll give. There is an offer to have a conversation, because I'm convinced, I don't want to have a private conversation with you, because you're fucking, you're icky, bro. You're icky. But like publicly, I don't know. I think when you have the perception there's other people watching, you just try harder. And maybe that's a fundamental issue you've never really approached and thought about regarding your own life, and why you are wallowing in misery while pretending that you're not. It's that you've always been acting, and I think since you put yourself on such a pedestal and go live so often, it's clear as fucking daylight that it is nothing more than that. And I think you've even forgotten who the fuck you are. Alright, Mr. Cow. Congratulations. I saw a random clip of you, because you're viral, son, just not in the ways that you'd hope to be. Not in the ways of recognition and positivity or blowing up, but in the ways where, it's like, I'm going to point and laugh and shake my head at this motherfucker, because he's a sick, sad little man-child. I'm still doubling down on my statement last night that dude's packing a vajayjay under his fucking, right beneath or between the fucking taint there. We're dealing with a bald hermaphrodite here, okay? All right, Cal, do better. Everybody else, hey, God bless, and happy Thanksgiving again. I'm gonna go in and tend to, life, and then tomorrow work, and then we do it all again. And Josh, I'm sorry, brother. I know you had an idea for today. I just, personal stuff, man, family stuff. I'm looking forward to when we get back to it. Shout out to the individuals that I got to kind of chill with a little bit on here. And that's it. Good night, guys. I can't hit the X button, oh God.